It's 6-1. RTE News with Brian Dobson and Sharon Niviolon.
Italy's borrowing costs hit record highs. Real fears now the country that's too big to be bailed out may not be able to finance its massive debts.
Ultimately, we could run the risk of what some commentators are already calling a lost decade.
Two of the country's biggest developers are ordered to repay hundreds of millions to NAMA. The Graham brothers, who bought Ireland's most expensive site, must repay 300 million. In the grip of an obesity epidemic, 1 in 5 children here is overweight or obese.
Amongst children who were measured as being overweight, 54% of their parents thought that they were about the right weight.
And hitting the jackpot, the Irish company cashing in on the fastest selling video game of all time.
We've not just done a great job of getting the multinationals in here, we've got a record number of indigenous game startups.
Demonware is the name of the Irish company behind the technology for a new video game release that's expected to make more than €1 billion before the end of December. Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 is forecast to sell more than 25 million copies, making it the biggest selling video game of all time.
It took 500 people 2 years to develop. It cost $150 million for US games company Activision to produce, and it will spend another $150 million on marketing. But by the end of this year, the company expects to have sold more than 25 million copies of Call of Duty, generating $1.1 billion in revenue.
Selling copies of the game is only half the battle. Between now and Christmas, tens of millions of users are expected to sign up to play Call of Duty against one another online. And it's Irish company Demonware, based here in Dublin, that handles that side of Activision's business.
In a nutshell, what Demonware does is we provide software and services for online video games. So we enable the Call of Duty players to play against each other on the internet and to communicate. We've got an office in Canada and we're opening one in Shanghai, but we're a Trinity College spin-off and we're generally seen as one of the success stories in the Irish video games industry.
Demonware's parent company Activision will be competing for sales this Christmas against rival Electronic Arts, which employs 200 people in Galway to serve its online gamers.
Ireland is now the online gaming capital of Europe, really, when you look at it. You've got EA in Galway, you've got Activision in Cork and Dublin, PopCap. We've not just done a great job of getting the multinationals in here, we've got a record number of indigenous game startups.
So one day we may see an indigenous Irish company reach the heights of blockbusters such as Call of Duty. Conor Brophy, RTE News.